just put my hand for that entrance. I think we'll do fast. All right.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Why did I greet her good morning? I greeted every other person good afternoon.
I don't know. Sorry. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. I just noticed I greeted her good morning. Good afternoon. Yes, this will be now. Okay. So I'm willing to sit down while I do the short introduction. So what do you call the voice behind the camera?
Wise one.
The wise one. Okay, I've been here many times. I've heard about Siege. What other name have you heard about? General, Oracle, Orator, the likes. Okay, so you said wise man.
Wise one.
Wise one. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Wise one, thank you very much. The housemates are all here. Okay, I believe wise one here.
Yes.
All right.
Over to you, I cast.
Thank you very much, wise man. Wise one. Okay, so it's a full house. I'm not shy. This is not the first time I'm meeting the housemates. I'm Kola Balogun by name. Managing Director, Principal Consultant to Realty Business and Travel Consult Limited, located here in Lagos. I have with me myself Mr. Femi Talabi, is the Managing Consultant for RBTC Limited, and he represents our brands both Nigeria and abroad. Okay, so most of the time when I come here, I talk for many minutes, and I like to see feedback, positive feedback, both from after you leave the house and in the continuous life outside there. How many of you is coming on a show like this for the first time in your entire probably career or life? Okay. How many of you have been on a show before? Something like this before? Okay, 2 people. So I'll 3. Okay, so I'll start from there. Sorry, the 3 of you at Intava, you just tell me, what was the experience of the last show that you attended? What was your take home from there? So let me start with that. P, right?
Yes, sir. Actually, the show was very...
Introduce yourself to the housemates.
Okay. Good morning.
What you do?
Good afternoon, my fellow housemates. Good afternoon, our visitor. My name is Peter, aka P. Actually, the last show I went for was very, very nice.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a lot of experience.
What was it all about?
Actually,
Dance, music?
it's a model show,
Okay.
fashion show.
Okay.
So, and at the end of the show, I came out with first runner-up.
Okay.
So,
He came out as the first runner-up in that
Yes.
show. Okay. Excellent one.
thank you, sir.
All right. My muscular man. The heavy your body.
Thank you.
Well,
I can transfer, maybe we'll cut off the head and
No, we don't. We just
switch.
do some conjunction. Okay.
Well, actually, it's been longer I did stuff like this. That was 2012, 2013.
Okay.
Yeah, I was at the Mr. ID Nigeria stuff and then a couple of other stuff. So then I had the opportunity to tour a couple of African countries.
Okay.
And then first time I was in Europe to represent.
Okay.
And then it was an amazing experience though.
So definitely the show impacted you both outside the show and later on.
Yeah,
Right?
definitely.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Gregory, also known as Grandpa. I went for a cooking competition.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was nice. Even though I didn't win, I came out on top. I met people. I met good people. Interacted with different people from different places in Nigeria. And it was a very beautiful experience. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, so I'll be standing at Intava. I was supposed to be here last week, but because I was on treatment, I had to skip it till now. So just don't mind me when I sit down at Intava. So presently, the reason why I ask this question is that it's very important for you to know when something is profiting you and when it's not. The basic thing about life, about adding value to yourself, is knowing fully well that the value of other people can also benefit you. So which means that you had more people to yourself than you had more personal value. Add personal value. but add more people to yourself than you add more personal value. Do you get that? He mentioned in a statement that during that show he was able to meet with some other colleagues. Of course, I won't believe that from going forward he had a relationship with them, and one thing may lead to another, that that person, an individual from that show, may actually probably offer him a job or offer him a work to do or something. It may be similar to the same two guys that I talked to. I would have loved to have a one-on-one introduction. You guys talk about what you do for a living, your full name, but I don't know how many minutes I'm giving or how many I have here today. I'll leave that to when I ask you a question. I'll just love you to mention your name, what you do outside your own personal. You may have a business that can profit me. You understand? So, like I said at the beginning, I'm a travel coach as well. At RBTC, we have a Realty Business and Travel Institute where we train travel professionals. I know it's actually odd in our society whereby you see people saying that I wake up at the beginning of my life and what I want to do is actually to become a travel professional. You tell it to your parents or your guardian, they will tell you, are you crazy? Travel agent or travel professional. Only if you tell them that you want to become a pilot, they may actually approve of it. But when they look at the cost implication to becoming a pilot, it may be very impossible for them to follow suit that dream. I had that early dream to, coming out from the secondary school, and the only thing I told my parents is that I just want to do something around the airport environment. And they said, okay, the only thing we can approve of is just become a pilot. We went to site to make inquiry about the Zaria school. Sorry, just a brief story. We went to Zaria to make, we called Zaria to make inquiry, and as far back as then, tuition fee per year is 6 million naira. My dad was a speaker and also a pastor as well. And he looked at himself. Okay, my salary. How much was my salary per month? 23,000 or 25,000. I'm referring to my dad. So how will I be able to afford this? So it's a no. But I knew that was actually not what I want. Not to become a pilot, but to do something that has to do with the environment. So I had to look further, jump down the line. The following year, I was able to get myself involved in the training program whereby I was trained as a travel and tourism professional. Later, I began my career in the industry, and till now, this year makes it the 12th year that I've been in the travel industry, and I've no regrets any single minute or day of it. Someone wants to clap? Alright. So it makes 12 years this year, August, and with myself and the team of Royalty, I'm also supposed to be here with my wife, but fortunately she needs to stay back because the children started their exam this week and she needs to pick them after school. I stay on the mainland, so the traffic and the timing getting back there. So she's always with us on any show that we come. Usually, she's more of my mouthpiece and my speaker than myself. I'm not a very good talker, but nonetheless, live. Generally, I'm not a motivational speaker, but if I tell you about my past experience about life, if it doesn't motivate you, I don't think there's any other thing that can motivate you. But I will not talk about it. I do not have any rough experience about life. That is just the truth. I've been in an environment whereby we all gather and we start to share our experience about living, growing up each day, becoming the man or the woman or the guy that you are now. And a lot of people will have a story of going to work at a car wash, working as a cobbler, working as a driver, or whichever way to become who they become. I never had such rough experience. It was never that rosy, but I never had any of those. So it wasn't that smooth, but it was rough and beautiful. All because there was a passion and a vision. So whatever you are aspiring to become after this house, whatever you aspire to become, that is a vision. A passion that would drive that vision must be collective. Apart from a personal ambition that I said you should set for yourself, you should also have the purpose to also plan to actually make the people around you to become your. So what I'm talking about is networking. I'm not talking about networking business. Networking. The number of people you are able to amount to yourself will determine the number of opportunities that you're going to earn in the future. In Lagos, as far as Lagos is concerned, If you're doing any business and you don't have a marketing department or advertisement department, I don't think you can survive. But I did survive. I relocated my business to Lagos in 2015 with no marketer, no advertisement, no public advert, and I survived it. Most of my friends and colleagues that are in the industry, when I was coming down to Lagos, they said, "Guy, you're just going there to wound yourself. Why don't you just stay where they already know you? You practice here. People know you already. Why don't you stay here and just do your business and make your money?" I said, where there's that much competition, that is where I'm going. I'm not going to compete. I'll stay and everything will work around me. All were able to be achieved because of the number of people I've accorded to myself in the journey of my life. In January, I made a very strong decision. I took a step that was actually, the step was the reason why I'm here today. I was in a TV reality show organized by one of the organizers of this show. It's called Jungle Search. I don't know, maybe any of you have heard about it in January. November, just as at this period last year, because there's another one, this season 2 is coming up. As at this period last year, I told my wife, I said by January, I wanted to be away from home for 3 months. She said, "What, you plan to travel abroad?" I said, "No, I'll be in Nigeria, but I just want to be away from my phones, from my life. I want to start afresh." So what do you mean by start? You want to go and marry someone else? You want to have new babies? No. I just want to start a new life. I just want to have a fresh memory and start something. And she said, "Okay, so how do you plan to go about it?" I said, "I plan to actually go to a state, probably Abuja, just reside there and start to think about new thing I can do apart from travel business and apart from Aviation Institute." So end of November, I got a friend of mine that posted the show on his WhatsApp status, and I said, "How far about this?" He said, blah blah blah. So to cut the long story short, I put in. Funny enough, even the first stage when they were picking to do this and do this, I didn't do any of those stuff. I don't know how my name got. I got to be part of the first 100 shortlisted. They called me and they said, we read your story and it's actually fascinating and we like to have you on the show. Do a short clip and tell us what this show will benefit you at blah 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 blah. I did not. I did many of those short clips. I never posted any of it. You understand? So something that I don't know what happened, what really happened, and I noticed that I was already shortlisted to start voting. So I told my wife, "There's this show I just put into last 2 weeks and it has gotten to this stage and blah blah blah." She said, "Oh, are you sure you want to go for it? Do you have all those time? Are you sure your clients are not going to be too much on your neck?" She said, "No problem." So I put in a day to the end of the first short, the first 70 top list came out, and my name was not even on number 71. You understand? So my wife came to me. She said, "I saw this post now on your Instagram, and you are not there. Are you not doing anything about it?" I said, "Well, I don't know. The first time I posted it, a lot of people were saying a lot of things about it. Guy, now everything you want to do. Now you just started Aviation Institute now. You're running a travel agency. What's about this show again? You're going to kill yourself. Life is not all about that. You can't just be looking for money everywhere. People going to the jungle to look for money. You don't have the body. You don't have the stamina. You don't have the stature." Everything all said. In the journey of life, a lot of things that some other people cannot do, if you plan to want to do it, they will discourage you. It will now be left to you to listen or not to listen. If your way seems right to you, follow it. As far as it's not juju and it's not money ritual, follow it. There's a saying that says that follow who no road. Not be everybody no road though. Go follow person blindly until say follow who no road. Go jam wala. No turning back. Oh. There's some no follow who no road. We don't enter some place where we say guys that are on the street, they understand. You get with a friend that says that, okay, that the road be this, make we go. Baba tell you, say, you go do this, you go kill your younger brother. You know they turn back, you turn back, you run mad. Now road be that. So follow who no road is not actually the top, is not actually the basic thing, but the basic thing is that where is your mind leading you towards? Have you walked that path before? As some people walked that path before, how was it? Was it rosy? Was it successful? Was it very hurtful? Do you need to bleed before you achieve anything on it? if you put all these criteria down and you see that you have some of the criteria that can actually suit your purpose of following that route, then go ahead. You've got the price to pay. You know, everything happened, and fast forward, my wife said, you going to be part of this show, don't worry. And she starts canvassing on her own WhatsApp, not even on my own contacts. And she did. The following day, the list came out. I was on number 18. And I was like, wow, how did you do it? We got to the jungle and it was a great experience. I will tell you, it was a great experience. A lot of things happened. One of the things I noticed was that I was supposed to, I actually, when I was coming, I was thinking about, each time I come here, I have my tab, and I'm talking from like a motivational speaker. I'll tell you 10 things you have to do to become wealthy before the age of 30. You understand? But I noticed that not everything that works for me can work for you. So if I've walked through that journey and it works for me, it may not work for you. But what about me giving you a guideline to something that is within you, a passion or a vision that you have? What about me giving you a drive or a passion that can help you to walk that particular vision? So that is why I just simplified the whole thing, starting from where I am now, starting from the story I'm talking about now. You know, in the jungle we are friends of 40. My first ambition is to ensure that I connect with all the other 39 people, whichever way, not by force, not by saying that Chima, you know, I just like your glasses and can we be friends? Doing that with 39 people, some people will see me as crazy. Yeah, some guys did. They started collecting numbers of every other individual that were on that show, that we came together. Some start making friends with. I'm not handsome. So to my wife, I'm very handsome, but to some other people, some guys had to start connecting with the ladies that are, you know, I will date you after the show. I get my papa and king for one village. Different styles of trying to connect, but I had to start studying the individuals one after the other. Why? Because I believe that in that one person, sorry, what's your name? Ebuka. Your house name? Ebuka. Cool. Inside Ebuka's contact, there is my client. For what I do. Inside Ebuka's contact, there is my client. So I need to be nice to Ebuka, not just facial nice. So normal nice, natural nice, not saying that Ebuka, when do you want to bath? There's no water, but I don't keep small water for you. Don't worry, if anybody no bath, now you go bath. No, normal, natural one. Because I believe that at the end of the show won't take 1 year now. So at the end of the show, Ebuka will be out. If I have to call on Ebuka that Ebuka, this is what I do for a living, Ebuka will not think twice before he supports my dream, because he sees us as mates. Even though outside there we're not mates, but he has seen myself as his mate, and he will be ready to render any type of help. And I do say, anytime I meet, there are some places, there are some times that I have to meet. I do career talk show. And most time when I meet young school leavers or NYC at their orientation camp or at their CDCs, I do tell CDS, I do tell them that the meeting you guys have here shouldn't just end here. Don't make more enemies. You have enough enemies already from childbirth. Don't make more enemies. Make more friends. Make new friends. I just explained how to make a new friend without even having some attractions or side, you understand, side paparazzi. Yeah, some people are, do they call it melancholy? Some people are actually, no, not even the other one. There are some people that, you know, naturally, jokers, jesters, any single thing they say, people want to really actually quickly associate with them. Anybody will not sleep overnight here? Anybody, I see person when they sleep. Okay, sorry. There's none of this show that I've seen so far so good that can be as tough as Jungle Star show. We're inside thick jungle. I mean jungle, confirm one. With a bath inside river, small river. We say, you understand? I don't want to start telling, but the experience was one of the most, let's say, the toughest decision I ever made in my life, and I never regret it till date. So the second thing I'm trying to say is that after trying to connect with all of my housemates, yeah, not every one of them may actually connect at the long run. Some will prove some levels that are higher than your own. don't force yourself to it. Some will tell you that after this house, me and you no fit stay for one place, may you know they lick my shoe. Yes, some of them will say that, see from here my papa na king go, if I see you for town I go jam you, I go use my car jam you. Everybody just dey, nobody know who get SUV for house, nobody know who get salon for house, nobody who no even get at all. Nobody even know who no even get transport to comot that place after the whole level. You understand? So we're just general and common people. So I have that mindset that it is very, very possible for you to actually get to an environment and you won't add enemy. Instead, you add friends. Be neutral, be general, be neutral. Ensure that don't give a room for any reason to any quarrel to come up between you and an individual, probably on food. I know food, sometimes food na wicked thing.
Yes.
Food na wicked thing. One of the things that ladies to fight themselves on is actually who to use the bathroom, who to bath, water. You understand? The normal hygiene. But generally, food, if you put two brothers who come from the same mama, if you join their head together like this. So think about it. What type of meal do you want to eat here that you have not eaten before, or that you will not even eat in future? If you have not eaten it before, there's nothing that you had. I'm trying to talk in essence that there's nothing that should actually make you guys see yourself as an enemy for whatsoever reason. For whatsoever reason, because that person you are looking at or looking down on or looking as if she doesn't want anything, that person may have the contacts that can better your future. Yesterday, one of the housemates that were together on the show. So generally, at the end of the show, one of the things that happened was that I was not one of the top 10. I was part of the finalists, but I was not one of the top 10. But before the end of that show, I already made up my mind that I'm going to have at least nothing less than 6 people that I'm going to have a personal relationship going forward after this show. And how do I achieve that? We got out of the house. They were from different states. I told them I'd like to employ you. Can you work with me? You'll be my regional manager in your state. Is that okay with you? And they accepted the offer. And today we are together. They give me contacts from their state. Would I have been able to go to Jos and start marketing my business? No. Yesterday, one of them called me. He said she's going for a law school program presently, and he posted my information on the Nigeria Law School members platform that they will start calling me for flight tickets. Can you guess how many people have chatted me from yesterday morning till now? Over 400 people. So let's assume that I just want to say that, okay, normal, let me just do normal tickets for them. Normal ticket without charges. Let me just say I put 1,000 naira. 1,000 naira and 400. Let's just say 400 places. How much?
400.
As my phone is now, if I open the WhatsApp, I will see new set of people that are just chatting and asking for their ticket. As we're coming, I'll just ticket and everything. My card, ATM card, they with me. That ticket, local ticket, I just they do they go. Something will be say some people in a whole year, they may not even do one. Contacts. Very, very important. Contact. So I will say that don't add enemy, add friend, add friend, add friend. Try. It's always very difficult. I know human, we are actually the most difficult aspect of life. From all things, you see goat said, goat as stubborn as goat be. You beat them very well, you no go come that place again. But human, we can be very, very offensive to ourselves. I don't know, maybe it's actually in this part of the country alone. I've been to some countries before in my journey as a travel consultant, and I see the way people act. I may not have a time to stay there for long to have a personal relationship with them, but since we are all in Nigeria, it is very, very important that we give ourselves a kind of life that can give us a satisfactory future. All right, thank you very much. I will sit down small. Then there's something I wanted to do. There's something I wanted to do. No, don't worry, don't worry. Wait it for me. There's something I wanted to do initially. Okay, apart from that, introducing yourself. The aviation industry is one of the most impressive industry in in the world, not just in Nigeria. As of now, the algorithm last year shows that aviation industry is contributing 70% of the total wetness or wealth or richness of the world. That is, 70% of the general wealth of the world comes from aviation industry. Aviation is in different aspects: the airline, the airport, the cargo, you understand, and the likes. This travel agency is even like the smallest integral part of it. Has any one of you in any way you've come across a dream, or you had a dream or something inspire you and says that probably it's something I can give a try in future? Any one of you?
I always want to be an air hostess. That's
Okay.
always what I've dreamed to do.
Any other person? There's something I want to just say in that line. Okay. Any other person? None else. Okay, yourself too. Okay. One of the reasons why aviation is actually is actually a fantastic industry is that, name it, there's no industry that cannot fit into aviation. Sorry, what's his name?
Grandpa.
Grandpa, Grandpa, you know,
TDH.
they see you under your glasses.
TDH.
TDH. No. It too, they do it. I understand. Go smooth.
No,
Go
no,
smooth.
no.
Okay, so I want to ask a question. Tell me a department what you do, and prove me wrong that you cannot fit into the aviation industry. Anybody? There's anything you do that you think cannot fit into aviation industry?
I don't think there's
Are you sure? Anybody? Please challenge me.
maybe only Abalis to know that
Abalis self day now. Abalis, you don't see travel
they
agent with
appear
the
and
Abalis now.
disappear.
No. The disappearing aspect of it, Abalis, as an Abalis, if you become a travel agent, you will make a move. We just use juju to tell people, say, okay, you go Canada now, just bring 1.5 million naira.
Yes.
Okay. Anyone? Thank you. This is actually one of the gathering I like, because you guys are very mature and it shows that you know what you know. Am I right or wrong?
You're right.
Okay. A lot of time, some people have asked questions like, I did banking and finance, or I'm a model. How can I be in the aviation industry? That does not have anything to do with the aviation. It does. The industry accommodates every other department. You can be an accounting student and be probably a reservation officer in an airline or in a travel agency. You can even be an accountant in a travel agency. You can be an accountant at the department of accounting department in the airport. You can be an accountant in the airline. This month alone, I have more than 6 of my students that actually got employment to the aviation industry, to the airline, not even just the aviation, the airline industry itself. I have a guy that I have an interview today with Green Africa Airways. And one of the things I tell these guys at the beginning of our meeting was that you need to first take off the fact that you went to school to read biochemistry or blah blah blah, whichever way. What the industry needs is just an experience or basic fundamental knowledge of that industry. I'm a student of psychology from the University of Adekunle Ajashakuba, but since I left school, I've not seen my certificate. So what was the impact of that certificate on my career? It has. Yes, it has. Funny enough, most of the people that I'm connected with now that are from that same school or that same environment, if you don't have anything that you can offer my business, it will be difficult for me to even continuously say that, okay, we are still in the same contact. I have a friend that is an immigration officer. I have a friend that works with Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria. I have a friend that's civil defense, police and the likes. At every point in time when I needed their assistance, I will go back to the fact that we both went to the same school. But more than that, I have a lot of other people that I met on the neutral ground, which of course I did not despise them. I did not look down on them for whatsoever they may be. And since over the time myself, I'm this kind of person that a lot of people they find it difficult to actually know my personality. They find it difficult to actually know who I am. Some people have taken me for a secondary school leaver. Some people have taken me for probably a guy that just finished from university and is waiting for his call-up letter. A lot of things have happened. A lot of time I've seen people that do not even believe that I'm married. I don't have to prove to anybody. A lot of people, when some people see me with my wife, they ask, is he your younger brother? I don't care. But what is most important is just that, live life. While you are living life, continue to, it's just like when you are going to the farm and you are picking, sorry, villagers, no they here. All of you are boti. No, anybody that grew from a local village. You even look like a Nollywood village boy. You know, like you're going to the farm to pick some harvest. Let's say palm kernel, most especially. You have your basket and you start picking the right one. You're putting in the basket. The ones that are bad, you throw them far away. That is just the way life is. This life is a journey, and while you're walking through it, you pick good friends, join body. Bad ones, bad energy, far away. So, but you become what you also think. Oh. Because if everything that is on your mind each time is that guy na bad energy, na bad energy go to come your way. You know, sometimes ago I was talking to some people and I said that you become what you think. You become what you think. If everything that comes up in your mind each day you wake up from your bed is that today go tough again now, that day go tough. Oh. This is not motivation. That day will tough. That day go tough. But if you believe that today will be very sweet, I'll go out, I'll make money, and I'll come back, and that money will stick with me, and that money will be multiplied. It will. Have you heard about the power of positive thinking by Graham? I want you to go check out that book and read it. If it doesn't change you, nothing can change you. Yeah. Power of positive thinking talk about calling things that are not physical to become physical. Calling things that you wish to become. It's just like you're writing down your goals. You know, now December don't come now. Everybody new. What do they call that thing?
Year resolution.
Everybody will get New Year resolution because they write 20 New Year resolution. Now I no go do this again. By next year I will do this. I will do this. I will do this. Yeah, they are cool. They are all very good. But more than you can write New Year resolution, write New Year plan, write New Day plan, write New Month plan, write every time plan. And when you're writing those plans, let them sink into your subconscious. Let them sink. Call them as if those things are already existing. I don't want to preach. I don't want to start talking about quoting Bibles. You understand? Let them sink into your subconscious. You wake up and you're saying to yourself that I'm a model, and very soon I'm going to be one of the top 10 recognized model in my village. Start from your village. Don't just come from sorry, where are you from? Imo State. Don't just start from saying that by this time next year I'll be one of the top 10 recognized model in Africa. My brother, it's too far. Start from Imo State. Not I don't take them personal. Sorry. Nothing is impossible. Do you believe me?
Yeah.
I'm not a magician, but I've experienced it. I've stood under a shell during the rain. I was in 300 level. I was also working then because I did part-time program. And it was raining. I had no car. And a lady just drive into the shed. It's actually a bank ATM gallery. She just drove in and she just came to withdraw money. And you know, that thing was so heavy on me. This small girl driving car. I don't even think I can go say if it be a papa car. I say, God, me too. I'm not too young. Past waiting supposed to get this kind of car now. I said it inside me, and I just pronounced it outside. I said, yes, I mean it. Yes, I'm not too young to also have a car. Instead of just rain they fall now, they hide. I get tests for class, I they hide. At the work then, no, I was a staff then, not as if I was still depending on my parents. And I said to myself, my salary no feel reach am. Before that time, I remember that I had a plan that, okay, let me go to the automark and go and check out cars. Let's see a car that I can actually afford before the end of the year. And the cheapest car I was seeing was around 750,000. One Datsun Mazda like that. 750,000. So I asked the person in charge of that lot, and I said, can I be paying to your account every month? At the end of the year, I'll come and carry this car. He said, how much you want to be paying? I said that maybe like 10,000. He said 12 months too. So 10,000. You know, go still reach now. He said some month they will be saved. I feel still like maybe 30K. My salary then was how much? 11,500. So and the man said, bros, don't disturb yourself. See, they save that money for your account. When the money don't complete, come. You know, I walked out and I went back home and I said, okay, let me just give myself 2 years. Maybe I'll go. The money will complete. And I went, and so that day fast forwarded to the other. I got back after the rain stopped. I went to the class, I wrote the test, and I came back. That same day, I was supposed to be having a radio presentation for my company to advertise a business on behalf of my company. I was working with someone there. I just got the employment. In fact, not even up to 3 months, but because this was another employment which I just got, and my salary then I think was around 40,000 naira, visible 40,000 naira. But that car issue, pricing car, was when I was doing a year before, no, some 6 months before. So I was on a 6 months before job when I was going to price a car. When I got a job of 40,000 naira, I wasn't going to price a car because my dream don't go past that car that time. I have so many other bigger vision, and I felt okay, 750K would block my way. To cut the long story short, I was on that show in the night. The show was supposed to be in the afternoon, and it took up to the 10 p.m. in the evening. I was leaving the show around 11:30, radio station program. So probably one of the people that had the advert, bros, no sleep, no, I will pour you water. One of the people that had the show just probably called Grandpa. Go smooth. I see your eyes. So you know, one of the people that were probably at the show just called my boss and commented on the show. Wow, this is actually very nice. Blah 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 blah. And he called me around 11 o'clock, and I was trekking home because that particular day actually went with almost the last car that was on me. So the remaining money on me can only take me by bike from that place to the junction, and I will still have to trek far. So I was trekking on that fateful evening night, and he called me. I was like, wow, Kola, where are you? I'm just coming from the radio station and I'm going back home. Oh, why don't the company driver drive you there? It's weekend, it's Sunday evening and Saturday evening, yeah. And we don't take the company car from the office during the weekend. He just said, can you drive? Yes, sir. Tomorrow morning, come and meet me in my office. I want to meet him. He took me to that same car lot. He said, Kola, choose any car that you know that you can be maintaining by yourself in this whole place. I just stood on the spot, and I don't know, maybe it be like say I lie down. I say thank you. I don't know what, I just stood there. The day end, I took car home, brand new car. My mom said, how do you come across this? She knows say I no fit put my hand for anything wey no fit pay me, wey go wicked me. So she knows the type of picking wey she born. So where do you get? I said, my boss bought it for me today. Boss. She followed me go office the second day to go confirm. I say, boss, hope no be say after you don't give her a car now, you go come say make you go bring him mama edge. You understand now? And it was just like, and I ruminate back to Saturday morning when I was going to class to write test, and I was just talking from my subconscious, and I spoke it out. So power of positive thinking, it has happened to me a lot of time. I was sharing with my colleague while we were coming about my wife and the health challenges and everything. We believed, and it happens, and that thing stay permanent. And that a lot of other things that are happening in my life, a lot of other things. Last year I jammed one opportunity that I was already writing a letter to seek that particular thing from my supposed big uncle that I think can afford it. And my subconscious just told me that this thing too small now, why you disturb this man? Something where you fit get before the end of this, before this weekend end. And I just tear the paper. I just said to myself, this money is small. I wanted to do a project. This money is small. This money will come. The following week, I don't want to continue to talk this way so that you will not start thinking that I don't fab. I don't blab. I don't talk to impress anybody. I don't even have any impressing life. I don't club. I don't do woman. I only do my wife. I don't. What other thing? He knows. He knows. So it's not something. It's not. Normally we're supposed to have this thing live so that the people on my Facebook page, Instagram page can testify to that. Say, no, we know that guy. No, we know what he's talking about. So I believe something. If it can happen to me, it can happen to any other person. If I can become it, you can become it as well. So last but not the least, before I stop this aspect of talk, or before I have commercial break.
Sorry.
Last but not the least, I want us to understand that not everybody will win a competition. The winner fit there among us here now when who will not know if he be lady, if he be guy, if he be man, if he be grandpa, if he be grandma, if he be child, if he be pikin. But the motive, or let's say, what you take out from here should be bigger than the prize that they want to give to the winner of this show. Is anybody following?
Yes.
What you're going to take out from here, the decision and the vision you want to take out from here should be bigger than the person that want to win this show. My boss probably is somewhere hearing me. The star guys, he knows whether we like it or not. The guy will win my show, will win their show, the Jungle Search in December. Was it December? In January. He's my good friend now. We're good friends. We talk, we relate. But he knows that there are some other guys that actually were on that same show that are also living more better than him presently. So that you win a show does not mean that you live more better than any other person that was on that show. So if your life is going to be divine or determined by this show, you don't chop am. You don't chop am. If at the end of the show now, probably you're evicted tomorrow and you start crying, yes, emotional. You feel emotional. You're leaving that guy that you already seen a future in him. After this show, I'm going to another show, and it's organized by one of the housemates that was with one of the organizers of this show. It took him to attend 2 shows with these guys to be able to collectively bring his idea of becoming an entertainer. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
He came for a show. He did not win anything. He was not even. He was evicted earlier. He came for another. Same people came for another show. And when he was giving one of the grand finale of the show that was organized, I think sometimes 3 months ago or thereabout, and he said, "Sorry, what's your name? What's your name?" King. What? That's your house name, right? Is that Queen? Wait, Queen.
Yeah.
Pretty.
Pretty.
Pretty. Okay, she's sleeping. Maybe now you won't give her all the message, all the information where I don't talk after. All right. You did listen back. Waiting at talk last. See you. Okay, so and he said everything that he is becoming now is from the fact that he came to the house, he met people, he learned from these guys, and he's going to go back to build on that particular aspect of his life, and he's going to become something. Don't be saying that immediately make this guy, from the last time he was on a show like this, he has run more than 10 online shows. 10 online shows. That the minimum of the what he gives to the winner of that show is around 1 million naira. Normal guy like us, Oslau. No be saying Papa de Abuja and Papa de government house. And now he has gotten a lot of contacts to himself, endorsements, partnership, people that can actually sponsor him and sponsor his dream. In life, when you are not yet doing good, you don't get sponsor, you don't get anybody where they say I will support you. Nobody they support anybody when they do good. If you still get anybody, sorry to say, if you have anybody in your family that says that even though you are not doing good, I will continue to support you. I bet hold that person tight to Naingelo. They're real. They're very real. I have an uncle that if you want to do a project of 1 million naira, just have 100,000 naira and go to my uncle. But uncle, I have a project and it's just 1 million naira. The first thing we ask you how much you have. 100,000. They will support you. Support self. You don't write thesis and dissertation finish or letters, proposals before that support go come. Sure you understand? Or if uncle no get money, we just tell you, guy, 1 million. Why don't you just think about what you can do with 100,000 instead of thinking about 1 million? You understand? Building that particular project. So people support a dreamer. People support people that already made it. I don't know, maybe you heard about the video issue in the course of the week last week. He posted, people were sending him money within a day, 200 million, isn't it? And he added 50 million to make 250 million for charity. If the video now I'm not going to use anybody here as example. If the video now, even me say, if I post my account number now, people will turn up. But they definitely turn up, reach 200 million, but they will turn up. If you know be nobody, you post your account number. Post time from now, from January to December. You will see. So that if anybody is wise enough, you will get to know that it is not because those guys have money that made them, because the video is already made and they know that whatever they want to give to him is just like a drop of pin. It's a message. It's a message to general public. You need to be something. One of the people I envy from the beginning of this year are the star guys. These guys, now when you don't know them, now because you don't know some of their past, now why you go envy them negatively? But if you know about their past, it is so easy to organize season 1, season 2, season 5. They have more than 10 shows like this. They have shows that have gotten to season 9. Do you think they started last year? I saw one picture they posted. I don't know, maybe you guys know the people I'm talking about. They posted one picture sometimes before their birthday, and they were looking like one thing that I won't say. I called them Oracle. They were referred to as Oracle in the show I was in January. And I looked at this picture and I said, see, these guys were coming from this stage. And now they are, and some people will just start talking rash. They do this, they scam people, they did this, you know. I remember there was a show that I casted online and people started saying that the organizers of the show, they are thieves, they are just collecting people's money. Number one thing, you carry yourself, come show, don't be say they come your mama house, come use bed, drag your neck. Anything that will make you to enter into that place, even if they won't scam you, you guys be wise. So that after the show, your life will change. Don't be say after the show you still remain to become the same person that you are. I don't say lastly the other time, right? Okay, lastly again. After the show, yes, you go out and go back home, and some people for your area go still they look, take the same high, they look you. But it depends on the picture that you portray. If you get back home and you show yourself as a star, a TV star that have gone for a show, now that thing you go be you. If you went back home and you still mingle with the chickens that you were mingling with before you, I didn't say you should go back home and start carrying shoulder for street. They will show you. You understand? But not for the fact that you're not going to win or you win does not mean that you should relent. Here is just for see this place as an avenue to actually recreate yourself, rebuild yourself, so that by the time you get out there, you become a new person that has a new vision, that has a new challenges, that has a new passion that can actually drive and bring out something tangible. Full stop. All right. If you don't clap for me, I need to. There was something I wanted to the 3 people that said they one time in the other way have a passion to be in the aviation industry. I'll be giving you an offer, a free study with Reality Business and Travel Institute at the end of the show. Whether you win or you don't win, but I just hope your location is also something that can work with the training. You stay in Lagos? You stay in Lagos? Yes. Where in Lagos?
Upper side.
Papa, you're way far.
I stay around Omole.
Omole Festac.
Jodubega.
Jodubega. Madam? Aja, I just found like this. Okay, well, we're actually having something coming up. Probably, I'll see maybe you can fit into your program. But for now, my mind is telling me that I should just give you an opportunity to do a study free with us, and I would personally see to supervising your career as far as the industry is concerned. Something is very, very important. If you believe it is possible. I said to some people some few months ago, I said, at the end of this course, at the end of this program, if you believe that you get a job that is in that industry, you get. You believe that you become a travel professional or a travel agent, a travel manager, at the end you will. Don't be boast, don't be proud. I get those of those students that are working with airlines presently. I get those of those students. I get some of them that are that started their own agency. I get some of them that are just doing fine on their own. It is a journey I've worked, and I never regret any bit of it. Currently, my wife is also the director in charge of Royalty Business and Travel Institute. So she works with me. So imagine that both of us, they work for the same. If no be something will pay me, she's a master of history and international relations from Unilag, and she still aspires to furthermore do. But she's been in my life though from the beginning of my career. She was aware. I was just this. I won't call it luck. It is just what I become. She was in my life right from onset. She knew when I was in the aviation school in 2008. She was there. She was my girlfriend then. Don't let me say she was in my life. She was my girlfriend when I was in aviation school in 2008. So she knows the journey of my life. At a point I was telling her that you are going to work with me when we eventually got married. Even though she never still believed that we'll get married eventually. Back then, because she used to believe that probably she will outgrow me, and I'm 2 years older than her. She believes she will outgrow me. Probably suitors will come to her before I'm ready. You understand? So she may be having that aspiration, but she was my girlfriend. She always mentioning that we started dating there, but I told her that we're just friends there. I remember in our testimony night in 2016, she was mentioning it and she said we're already dating in 2010. I started dating you in 2010. You understand? Because 2010 was when I said I first standardized myself in the industry. The first year, 2009, was just like very rough, getting the job and just becoming new in the industry. So now, in 2016, in 2017, after our wedding, a year after our wedding, I said, Madam, she was working somewhere. She was working as a litigating officer somewhere. And I told her, I said, see, this job, immediately you lose this job, you come and work with me. She said, what do you mean? This job, they are paying me so much. I said, yes, I can pay you times 2. You come out. She said no. The following month, she lost that job. Yes. And someone gave her a huge offer, that she can get a job somewhere else in a very notable organization, First Bank Nigeria for that matter. They gave her a direct letter, not passing through any interview, a direct letter that she just take to the management and she'll get the job. And she got there. I drove her there. She got there. They said, if she was here on Friday, she would have gotten the job, because the age they wanted for that particular position is actually 28, and she just clocked 29 that same day that we got to that particular place. And she just looked at me and said, let's go back home. New job now. I tell you, say, we go back home. From my papa, we go back home. He said, okay, so on Monday, you follow me to the office. I will show you everything. And that is it. Until today, she never regrets it though. That's just it. She has never for any reason regret it. So I can tell you that the industry is so sweet that if you cannot see me with my experience in the industry and come to the aviation industry, I don't know, I don't get any other way to convince you, but not be everybody go do this industry too. Because I feel do this thing with my neighbor they do, I feel do this thing with my neighbor. Now waiting they kill most Nigerians. Because your next neighbor is selling Indomie, and she's making, does not mean that you can do it and you make it. If you don't have a passion or a dream or a vision towards that thing, it won't pay you. You will do it, you will get basic. You know basic for Yoruba. enter am, chop am big time. So carefully look at your life. If you are here, abeg let me wait that man. You no dey sleep for my church. You no dey sleep for my church when I dey preach. If you're here and you don't have any life ambition, they call it life ambition. It may sound somehow. You don't have a plan. You don't have any plan. You just living each day like I'm on anywhere better face. Let the new day come. On God. On God. She not on God, Abi. Abi on God. You understand? If you're on God again, no, you guys get vision. You need to have a vision. It's something that get a vision, write it down on a plain paper, and make it a reality. Alright, anybody have a question?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, I'll take your question one after the other. Don't use question to generate question. Ask me a question generally about travel too. Maybe you have a challenges some times ago and you need a clarification. A free consultation. Just go ahead, ask me a question. Open floor, anybody? Start. Yeah.
Question.
Introduce yourself, tell us what you do, tell us what you want to do for life, tell us, just tell us about yourself.
Sorry. Good day. Good day, sir. I'm really grateful for this opportunity. My name is Balogun FC Bar, and my house name is Z.
Are you from Ogun State?
No, I'm from Oyo, about precisely.
Okay.
Okay, yes. So, I'm a nursing student, and I always hear about this. I've never traveled out though, but I always hear that nurses that travel out usually have the opportunity, like usually earn more, like earn enough. So I want to ask that if somebody wants to travel as a nurse, like you have the profession already, you have your certificate, what does it take? What does it take rather?
Sorry, can you just summarize what you just said? Sorry, summarize what you just said.
You
You're a
have,
nurse.
yeah, if you have a nursing certificate
Okay,
and you want to travel out to start a life or to work there,
Okay.
what does it take?
Which of the country, to be precise?
Canada.
Okay, let's just say generally. Okay,
Yeah,
okay, thank you very much. Did she mention her name?
Yeah,
Yes.
Balogun FC.
Sorry. Okay, it's actually a good question. Over the time, the medical practitioners have believed that they are actually the hot cake of the millennium, and they can get any opportunity to, if they have opportunity to travel out of this country, they have made it. Yes, it may be true, but one of the things you need to first understand is that some people believe that until I get to Canada before I can become the type of person I want to become. It's one of the reasons why a lot of people are not going to leave this country at all. Number one thing you have to look at is that outside that certificate that you have as a nurse, outside that certificate, what other qualities do you have that can get you a visa? What other thing do you have? Other document do you have that can get you a visa? If you don't, for instance, you're just a student of a nursing school, you have a certificate, you're not doing any business or working as a consultant in a clinic or hospital or medical department, whichever one. You don't have personal account statement of your own that can guarantee you a visa to a particular country. They continue to chop you from here to the next, to the third, to the 10th agency. That is it. The first thing you need to know, since you have the standard, you have the certificate, you have the credential, you have the experience, build your personal account, build yourself, get more money. Traveling out, you can see that I was not even coming here to start telling you that come and travel to UK, travel to London. No, travel no be moment again. Travel is not for everybody. That's just truth. Because it's not cheap. Travel is not cheap. If you've seen on the street a travel agent walking around, bros come and travel, that person they kulu. Travel is not for everybody. It's only for few people that have the criteria or that have the what it takes. So before you approach any agent, how much do you have? If you don't want the agent to tell you that okay, the total thing is 1.5 million naira, just go and bring it and your travel is settled. There are some people like that, but watch out. any reason for you to come across someone, and the moment you mention that I want to travel to Canada, they don't ask you any other question. They just say the total fee is 1.5 million. Run. If he's not asking you what is your account statement, what do you do for a living, how much is your monthly income, if you put your account statement together for 6 months, how much does it worth, what is your rate of turnover, what is your minimum balance? If they are not asking that question, run, because they are actually going to chop the remaining little within your hand. And if you are not wise enough, you go borrow lapo money. What to say? They said before you start talking, they already said 1.5 million. It's cheap. Cheap. I put day beside our house. I just go enter there, small time. Just give my papa property paper. Give me 1.5. That means I will take Canada next week. They batch the dream. Papa was a sister. So that start from there. So it's very, very important. Don't just say that, yes, your friends are abroad, they are in Canada, they're already doing the nurse. Do you know how they got there? They may have sponsors. If you don't have sponsor, my dear, get yourself acquainted with that same business here in Nigeria. You practice as much as possible. One day you go jam your own opportunity. There was a lady I met 3 years ago. A family member introduced her to me, and they said this lady has been duped a lot of time. She works as an hoteler in one of the hotel in Nigeria, and her salary was actually not that very bad, but she had the dream to travel to Dubai, and they duped him as much as possible time. So when I called her, I organized a meeting for us to meet. When I met her, I see that she doesn't have anything again. She doesn't have anything again. In fact, she borrows. She spends her salary before the end of the month. And I said, do you still want to travel? She said, yes. Anywhere Belle faces, she just wants to travel. She wants to leave the country first and start a life all over again. This lady, 6 months after, she traveled without contributing 1 naira to her travel. Free trip. I think I told you about her. She later came to the office. She came when she was there for 2 years, a contract job. 2 years. After her 2 years, they offer her to renew. She said she don't renew, that she wants to come and start something here. She's here now. She's running a catering school. She has her own catering business here in Nigeria, here in Lagos now. Confectionaries and everything. And she's living fine now. She just borrowed 2 years from her future, and she went to use it to hustle outside, and she came back without paying 1 naira. It was funny when she got there, she got back, and one day she called me, she said, you are not even saying that maybe, what did I bring for you? I said, why will I be asking? It's an opportunity, and it came at the time that you needed it, and you have to. I've seen a lot of other things like that. I've worked with the secretary, or a lady has worked with me as a secretary, as a personal secretary to myself. The second month she got the job at my office, they told me to employ her. We have the company secretary, but they said, get someone that can be working as a personal assistant. The second month I employed her, I got an offer from Liberia. They needed a receptionist, a ticketing and reservation officer. And as at that time, our salary was $500. $500 in Nigerian money as at that time was around 200,000 naira. Our salary as a PA to myself was not up to 20,000 naira. As at the time that she resigned, the following month, I just told her, can you do this? She said yes. I took her through the training. She did the training 1 month. Next month she went for interview. I just told the owner of the business, yes, she just joined the training though, but she's a graduate of a school from blah blah. She did linguistics and she can actually perform. You can help me to take her through any other process when she get there. And she was there until she got married. She came back to get married and every other thing. So but one thing is that you have to position yourself in the place of opportunity. There are some guys that travel out this year and they are practicing their medical over there. So it's not as if they just came to meet them inside their house and said, okay, come, we need some people, we need some nurse in Qatar, or we need some nurse in Canada, come and travel. No. Remember the story I told you about myself under a shed and a car? Do you bring out anything from it?
Yeah.
If you bring out something from it and you got it right, how much can I give you on the transfer? I can give you 5,000 on the transfer instantly. You bring out something from it, and you know that you can defend what you bring out from it. Something. Yeah.
Just with faith.
No,
Your
I
faith and
can.
work towards it.
Determination.
Faith and you work towards it.
Focus.
Because you didn't see that at home, you went out.
I mean, the lady became your wife. So it's not for you.
Did you hear what he said?
We went out.
He was motivated. He became motivated.
I wasn't motivated, my brother. I did not sit down at home. I did not. If that night, you use GT, right?
Yes, sir.
That night, if I was sitting down at your bank,
They don't say make you well up to you.
Oloyede George.
Yes, sir.
George, change that bank issue.
That is 50 roads. God will help us. Thank you, sir.
If I sat down at home that night I was supposed to go for the radio program, if I sat down at home and I say that waiting day man I just 200 naira. If I carry bike from here, enter that place, I no go fit trek. Maybe me own the company now. Baba we own the company said day hours they sleep. Look, I just rest, Jerry. Then he now call me now. He may not even call that how far will the show you went for on the radio today. You know, it won't call. But the following day will just happen. Everything will just happen like that. Can't we are dream during the day, no go still call. No be so. But because after that day when some people I've been in some programs and each time I mention about this, there are so many other. I don't want to bore us. I don't plan to. My wife will say, but you say you are not going to talk too much. Like just 20 minutes. How many minutes we don't spend now? 1 hour. 30 minutes. I will release you now. You dey hungry?
No, we are enjoying it. I think we are enjoying him.
If we are okay, guys. So what I'm saying in essence is that if you sit down and fold your hand, that opportunity we suppose we dey outside where you go meet. No go meet you. Opportunity no dey. God no lazy now. God wey dey work every day, create this on the 7th day, come rest. Person don't work from Monday to Saturday, come rest on Sunday. You know, try now. Even after that Sunday, nobody say he come rest finally. He still the supervisor. Someone said that if God close eyes like this, Kasala go boss everywhere go. It's not true. So he's still working. He's still in the attitude of working every time. And he doesn't want us to be lazy as well. He just wants us to be up and doing something. The last thing I will say is that someone else has a question. Last thing I will say is that whatever work you are doing, please put posterity in mind. You know what posterity is? Yeah? Posterity. Karma. Put karma. Now almost similar to each other. Put it in mind because that time, if you do something that is illegal, you may not be in the picture when your children will be suffering for that particular thing. So anything you cannot be proud of, or your children cannot be proud of when you come out the picture, Papa, God will punish her where he do. Right? Put us for this kind of trouble now. You need to think about it. There are a lot of shady things that guys do presently, people do presently, just because they want to live, they want to feel among, they want to actually. Some people will say that no be their fault now, no be government. I want you to, from here, forget that you have a government. See yourself as your own government and start to live the dream that you want to live for yourself without waiting for government anything. If na road, your area where you stay, where your road no good, no they swear for your government, no see them because if you swear from now to tomorrow, they no go drive. So see yourself as a person who no get the government. Work for yourself. Do whatever you can do for yourself. I don't say may you go become society, what they call it, community worker. I don't say may you go the poor for say I want no help government, help yourself. Leave government alone. No even they swear for them, leave themselves, don't lay their head already. Use your life to help yourself. You will attract a mind, a likely mind that will actually benefit that future that you want for yourself. Ladies are actually the most wonderful and creature that are in front of opportunity almost every time. A lady wey dey hustle now, small time now, you go jam one guy wey just come from Canada, go just marry and go, her life don change with that. But guys, hustle.
Also, you have to go back to
Nobody, no girl go.
If
No,
you hustle.
see, now only for movie you go to see just girl just come from UK. Oh, so you look handsome. You can marry me. You just marry, just come. No, not. You know they happen now for movie. They happen no. Now for movie they happen. So, but nonetheless, we've seen ladies that are hustling now. We were coming. We saw a lady that was driving that Uber, right? We've seen a lady that was riding Marwa. If your power carry am do am, we seen lady mechanic. If your dream not to become mechanic, and they say na dirty work. If you see yourself, vision yourself in that life, go join am, go join mechanic, go work. People feel they talk say that's a man work, that blah blah. Don't just follow your dream. Whatever your subconscious tells you, follow it. Bring it out, and let it stand in front of you. I was talking about the power of positive thinking the other time. Bring it in front of you. Talk to it as your second self. And how far, bros? So you say make I go dey start picking this thing now. Say you go work, I be okay. If I do it now, like how long will I do it and it go work? Start to talk. Before you know it, people feel they say this person they mad, but you won't do it on the main road though. Don't do it in an open place. You can do it in your closet. Sure you understand, so that you know say like our sister, our brother don't they eat something way pass in power. You understand? Next question, please.
Good afternoon,
Good afternoon.
and good afternoon, sir. I'm a worker staff from Delta State. Actually, my state name is Shola. I have two questions that I want to ask.
Okay.
The first one is, how can one be an air hostess?
Okay.
And two, how can you work and study abroad?
How can you work and study abroad? How can you be an LC after work and study abroad? Alright, sit down. Thank you very much. Over the time, 90% of the ladies I've come across want to be an air hostess. Do you need to be an air hostess before you can be on the plane? That's question number one. Number two, do you need to be an air hostess before you can actually become part of the industry? It's a no. Normally, if you house material, right? Why material? Normally, if you have a good stature, good height, good skin, there's some, for instance, now, so yesterday there was an air hostess job that was posted on National Association of Nigeria Travel Agency group, and they said if you have, okay, 3 days ago, and I posted it on my platform, and they said if you have so eye, so physique, they didn't even mention that if you have been to University of so or you've done so program. Here you see, I have friends that are air hostels on local airlines, and they've shared their story with me before. They never been to air hostel schools. But one of the things I do tell guys or ladies that want to do air hostel program before they start looking for job, hunting for air hostels opportunities, that instead of doing air hostel program, why don't you just do travel agency management, ticketing and reservation, or travel and tourism? Then after that program, then if an offer of air hostel comes, it will be an added advantage. What do they teach you during the air hostel? They teach you how to catwalk inside. They know they catwalk inside plane now. A big space day. Space no day now. So they won't teach you that you see, you first give the first row their water, the second row their water, you now come back. You now teach them how to wear their seat belts when there is a casualty. All those things, what's going to school for? The reason you put yourself together and say, yes, these are normal things they are going to put you through when you get the job. They call it the training section. The training section is the time after you get an employment and they send you on a training. So normally, they will train you on those things. Imagine you went for a job interview, a air hostel job interview. You had a professional experience in travel and tourism or travel agency management or ticketing and reservation. Then the next lady beside you just did air hostels program. Or you are tall, dark skin, light body, good, you understand, good intonations and everything, dictions. And after the interview, they will prefer to pick you because they see that apart from the fact that you have the physique of a air hostel, you can also in a later time probably serve an added advantage for them, like becoming working as a ticketing officer in their organization as well. That is what I do tell people. So it's not just going to be because I'm a model, I must just look for air hostels and I'll just enter here like that. And another thing about that is, I will still come to the second question. Another thing about that is that, see, if your motive of becoming an air hostel is because you want to be flying around with plane, check that motive very well. You get as if you feel your body, if you day without smile for without getting, not even without man, you go get man on top plane now. Pilot, cabin crew members there. But if you just day, may you not marry for like 10 years, 20 years, when you don't reach, you don't get mama, we gonna disturb you. Chioma, where you go bring husband now? Where you go bear baby for me? You feel you know, endure that pressure. If you feel endure, then go ahead. Because, and then you feel die anytime. That question for you, right?
Yes, so.
Plane, you know, plane crash today now. Plane crash today. There's nothing like after the plane crash, so we're able to the air hostels was able to survive the plane crash, and everybody died.
But that's the reason why they pay for.
So you want me that they pay you your death money?
No, they wouldn't pay me
All
my
die
death
and die.
money, but all die and die. I think we'll still die one day. So
Instead of dying or die, why don't you just live a fulfilled life? And it's what I'm saying next is that I have a lot of guys around me, girls that have good eyes, and their aspiration has always. There was a girl I met on this show, and she's actually one of my company ambassadors presently. She was supposed to be here with us, but she has some runnings that she needs to do, and all her mind was that air hostess is actually the best thing she can become. Now, Mimi don't they do flight tickets for passengers? Mimi don't they make money by herself? When did I meet her on this show? I met her. What was the model on the island?
Oh, this year.
I think was it now around March, April, May. Mimi is now a certified travel agent. Though she's booking tickets. She don't even forget say she won't become air hostess. I posted air hostess job. She don't even look there say she won't become, because it is because you don't know or you are not aware of some other opportunities that are in that industry. That is why air hostess is the only thing that is in your head or in your mind, because you believe that all those Nepal girls where they always do on Emirates Airline, Qatar and everywhere, that what gives them the opportunity to be there is because of their body and also because they did air hostels. You can become an air hostess. If you dream it, you can become it as well. It's possible, even without going for air hostels course. So what I would suggest is that find yourself into the industry first. You will now be convinced maybe it's still air hostels or you want more than air hostels. You understand? Alright, then the second question is, how will you study abroad and work? As of now, where are the following talk? The cheapest, the closest country is where? The closest country to Nigeria is where? Ghana. Ghana is the closest country to Nigeria. If you go to study, if you get an admission to study in Ghana, you'll be given a study admission that also have a work permit. So any country that you want to travel to for work for study purpose, you are also having a work permit with your accorded with your student visa as well. That is normal. So if you don't go meet any agent and they tell you, say, see this admission where I want to do for you, so you go get work permit, or go give you 2 years work permit. No be say they do you good though. No be say they do you any extra thing. It's normal. It's in Nigeria whereby everybody want schools, academics say go study like say you won't die. I have friends that do anybody have friends that went to Federal University of Technology? Futa students from 100 level, they will give them farmland though. Farmland. In this recent time, not say 1908 though, talking about now. 100 level, they give farmland. You'll be cultivating farm. They call it entrepreneur. At his level, you go and learn fashion, or you pick an entrepreneur work, you learn. What was I trying to say is that they occupy us from Monday back to Sunday, starting from Monday again, without even giving us an allowance to probably go and hustle in between our work. Those of us that did part-time program, we enjoyed Nigeria more than anybody that did a full-time program. Never in my life have I ever think about going to become a full-time student in any university. When I was in GS3, I started having the vision that I don't even want to go to university. That I just want to do a program that can give me a startup life. So that was actually myself at the beginning. So I wasn't even seeing myself going to become a full-time student. Wake up Monday, late for lecture. I did go to lecture room like big boy. It was possible because, yes, some of you don't go past that stage though. Some of you have parents that decide your future. Some of you wait for people that decide your future as well. But nonetheless, everything, all. But no matter how bad it is, if you are still in this situation, I'm saying this the second time now, if you are still in the position whereby you have not made up your mind for anything, start making up your mind now. It's not bad. I answered the question, right?
Yeah.
Any other person?
Okay, but small of a question.
Okay.
We have other people that have aspiring dreams to work, yeah, but they're just shy.
Wait,
Come on. Shy now,
Also,
Amma.
Yes.
You talk now.
what I talk now?
Don't be a mama. Can I be a mama? I'll be
She
a
has
mama.
discussed it with me before. I didn't know where she's not talking.
No.
She don't want to talk.
She may see there's some people, and then please. Okay, sorry, you're going to ask your question. Actually, my personal IG handle was actually kidnapped. I think in February. So I've not had energy to actually start a new one. But we have an official one for the company. It's official RBTC. Official RBTC on IG. If you follow me, send question in my mailbox. Please don't send us. Can I get a job in your company? Don't send. I will reply. I will tell you no. Or probably I will tell you that what can you offer? If you have something you can offer, I may. You understand? So here is actually you can ask if you don't want to. There are some people they are shy. Like I used to be very shy. Now this country open my eye like this. You understand? And this business too also opened my vocal. So there's no reason why you should be shy about your future or your dream. People can ask your
I
question.
just speak out for my colleagues, so I think it would be like say, because they are spokesman.
Spokesman.
Yes, no.
Spokesman.
Yes.
Okay.
Special advice.
Like me, I stay in Abuja.
Okay.
And I do ICT, mobile ICT. I used to go to people that to sort an office to sort out their ICT program for them.
Okay.
Also, I do Uber.
Okay.
So I'm free. I don't know, maybe there is a package I can be running with your company.
This one they ask me question and job
Just
offer.
say-
Define job.
See as he just do introduce himself and just oh you bad. Well, if I looked at it, if you come up with something and I'm impressed, I will subscribe to it. That's just it. If you come up with something and I'm impressed, it's not something. A guy came to my office some few months ago and he said, I'm a IT personnel. I actually design website for companies and I want to come and design for you. I said, I have a company website. So. Go and look at it. Come and tell me what you want to do more better than that. If you have something better, you have something that you can do that is more better than that website that someone did for me. Come and tell me, then I will help you, give you contact with my media personnel, and you guys will work together. I'll pay you for it. Then you upgrade that website. You never come back home. She be like, not the job I give her like that. So if you have something to offer, just put it on the table.
There's no Instagram handle here.
Is it? Are you sure?
It's Instagram.
People I say no, they there.
Give us a message.
That time
Follow
we
it.
never open eye to put Instagram. That time, I mean that Instagram never started.
Give us something for later.
Official RBTC. That's just official RBTC in small letter. Official. Oscar Father India Charlie India Alpha Lima RBTC Romeo Bravo
Yes.
Tango Charlie RBTC. The short form of Royalty Business and Travel Consults. So don't put limited, just official RBTC, all in small letter.
Okay.
You take it to the page, then you see some stuff. Okay, so generally my last word to you, I will actually want him to say some few things. Mr. Femi here is not a Nigerian he doesn't reside here in Nigeria permanently. He was from somewhere, and Nigeria is more or less like a stopover for him. I won't explain stopover to you. And he may decide to leave the country at any time. But as far as he's still here, he's a travel manager to RBTC and also a Nollywood actor. Then apart from that, apart from that, he has done some personal work. He's currently doing almost everything now. He sells shoes, sells, what they sell again now? This guy is a consultant to any other type of business. He's one of the people I'm privileged to actually have in my contact list this year. And we've been on all the shows I've ever attended this year back to back. We're still going to another place today. Alright. So, please just talk to the housemate, Mr. Afemi.
Okay. Sorry, hello housemates. My name is Olafemi, aka Specfem. I'm a traveler, and by God's grace, so I want to introduce. Let me just tell you a short story about myself. So I was introduced to Mr. Kola, my boss. So getting to the office, I don't know what my boss saw in me. You understand? So, but one thing I noticed about him is he know how to sell himself. So he convinced me, like, I want to travel, please can you help me? I'm tired of doing this thing myself. Then, so having a conversation with him, I realized that I'm a traveler, but I didn't know anything about travel. You understand? So, and I can easily buy what he's selling to me, and that's how I end up in the training that he offers for me. And since then, everything has changed. So when we were discussing about the training section and the other things, I can easily grab and I can add to it. So I just want to add to what he said, you understand? So it's like taking the opportunity of life, you understand? Like, for example,
I want to.
okay. So for example, like, trying to make sure you don't focus yourself on maybe, for example, this is money. Try to build yourself and spread yourself on human, you understand? Because people are the one to bring you the money. Because at the end of the day, I wasn't thinking about, I want to come for the training. I was thinking about something else. But getting to him, for who he is, you understand? He presents himself and sell what he's buying. What he's selling to me. And I can easily buy it. So if you can easily, sell yourself to people out there, they can easily buy you. Nobody is going to come to you and say, oh, please, what are you selling? You are the one that will tell them, this is exactly what I'm selling. So if you want to fake it, to make it original, no problem. You understand? But just for them to buy what you're selling. So, and since when I've been, to the RBTC, I've been there, I've never regrets. Doing the training with them is a great, and it's one of the best decisions I've ever made. You understand? So, like I said, I'm a traveler. I traveled different countries, but I didn't know anything about traveling. It was when I got there, I realized that, oh man, even buying ticket for myself, I realized that my agent have already, shook me anyhow. And I was like, yeah, I don't get break now. You understand? So you just make use of the opportunity, and you understand. And because I've never been to any shows like this, but I have the opportunity to be in the entertainment industry, to be a skit maker, content creator, movies, producer, whatever like that. But at the same time, you still have to learn more, you understand? So, and which I believe once I can do it, you can do it as well. You can even do it better than me, you understand? So that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Alright, so at this junction, no more question, no more talk. We put an end to this section.
Thank you.
I'm happy to meet you guys, even though I did not take your name one after the other, but just send a hi to me, tell me your name, tell me what you do, tell me the business you run, tell me what the business can offer me, ask me question about general travel. You have a cousin, a friend, family that has anything to do with travels, ask me. Ask more. Ask anything. Alright.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, housemates.
Hi,
No more question. You can access your phone and take picture with our guest.
Thank you.
supposed to talk about that LinkedIn. If you're running a professional business and you are not on LinkedIn, you never start. A time for that one for another time. It's not Facebook. It's not a general public place where you show your beauty every day or the cornflakes you're eating in the morning. It's for professionals. So if you're in any professional business, try to
Have a good day.
you understand.
So, concerning the scholarship,
Still they ask question.
I'm asking questions about what you said.
Okay.
Concerning the scholarship, you said you're going to offer
Yeah.
after the show.
Of course, after the show, another thing is that the program, we run the last batch for this program this month. So the new batch is supposed to start by January. But since you guys are not even staying on the mainland now, I'm going to look at how
I'm
we
staying
go
on
about
the
it.
mainland.
I stay on the mainland.
I stay on the mainland.
It's selected
I stay on the mainland. Connect with Yanabaja.
I stay on the mainland. I stay on the
Okay.
mainland.
I stay on the mainland.
Stay on the mainland.
Tiba,
but you
give me
did
my
not-
phone.
you did not
My
show
Nokia,
interest
Tiba.
about it.
I stay on
You didn't ask me.
I stay on the mainland.
I